Meanwhile, Africa's bumpy road to democratic, peaceful transfers of power has been paved with successes, shocks, and setbacks. VOA's Hayde Fitzpatrick looks at some examples.
The ability of African countries to manage multi-party elections and ensure peaceful transfers of power is like a tale of two continents. During the best of times, African leaders are willing to give up power for the sake of peace. At the worst of times, they're strongmen holding on to it at any cost. In coming weeks, two pivotal presidential elections are set to play out on opposite sides of the continent. A rerun in Kenya and a runoff in Liberia, each set to send a powerful message about whether electoral democracy has truly taken root. There were promising signs in Angola earlier this year when José Eduardo dos Santos retired after nearly 4 decades in power. His hand-picked successor, João Lourenço, won the September election with 61% of the vote. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, where no leader has ever given up power peacefully, many election observers are wondering if President Joseph Kabila will continue that dubious trend. The DRC's Electoral Commission recently said it would not be ready to hold elections until April 2019 at the earliest. The Commission had previously pushed back the election date until December 2018, but now says it needs more time to enroll voters and organize polls. The delay keeps Kabila in power until then. His refusal to step down after his mandate ended last year has triggered a political crisis and protests across the country. When it comes to peaceful transfers of power, Ghana is considered Africa's shining example. In the run-up to the 2016 vote, there was concern the Electoral Commission was politicized. Someone tried to hack the Electoral Commission's website on election day. Before the vote, police were prepared for violence. But in the end, John Mahama turned over power to Nana Akufo-Addo and his new patriotic party without incident. Nigeria made history in 2015 when Muhammadu Buhari became the country's first opposition leader to oust an incumbent president at the polls. Goodluck Jonathan conceded, handing over the reins of Africa's biggest economy and most populous nation to his longtime rival. In the Gambia, Yahya Jammeh's 22-year rule came to a stunning end after he lost to businessman Adama Barrow. In the country's first ever peaceful transfer of power, Jammeh flew into exile, a milestone and a message that elections do count and dictators do fall, increasing the continent's prospects for peaceful elections and transfers of power, even as Africa's band of presidents for life continues to shrink. Hayde Fitzpatrick, VOA News, Washington.